Hi, I'm Carcina. Oh, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
No one knows Carcino and none of these.
There's so much going on in the world, and I'm just giving my 2 cents on it. Go in and do a raid at someone's house, but you don't have an arrest warrant for them.
But when someone that I consider family, I've never been in a situation where someone that I consider family actually tried to have somebody physically put their hands on me. It blew my mind. The level of disrespect, it was so un-Harlem that it was embarrassing. That one of the ones that I raised would actually try to have me hurt.
Move, Chrissy! Chrissy, move, Chrissy! While footage of Jim Jones trying to jump Dame Dash is going viral, video surfaces of Dame Dash speaking on the entire incident, what happened and why. If that wasn't enough, even Cam weighed in on the situation.
Now, you could tell that's Dame out there with that belly, with his shirt out. Now, when you want to talk about the very best there is, and shouts out to On Point Stories for what they did out there, this was just another example of how pathetic the situation had become between the two men. That Jim Jones is such a pathetic individual that this is what direction he wanted to go down. So when you have people that wanted to chime in and say what it was in the time frames
that you would physically want.
Down there's Dame. You boy niggas to jump Dame Dash? The problem, they jump in the car, they don't know who you got
to get humiliated.
You went and got a couple niggas, and I know these niggas, they my niggas too. You tell them you got a problem, they jump in the car, they don't know who you got a problem with. They get down there as Dame. You boy niggas to jump Dame Dash? Really? Dame Dash, you couldn't fight Dame Dash? Lucky the niggas that you bought was like, oh shit, hold on, I thought we was coming for some real beef. This Dame Dash. But Dame ain't no sucker. Dame was ready to fight all three of y'all. And then when Dame ain't realized, but Dame realized the other two niggas wasn't doing it, he said, I want to fight you. You said, I don't fight. Dave said, why you got muscles? You said, I got muscles to look good. You know why I know? Because it's on tape. Did I put the tape out? Did I tell niggas, yo, put that tape out? Because Dame was stunned. Dame said, yo, get the fuck off my block. Them niggas ain't about to do nothing. Dame was in downtown on Orchard Street acting like he was in Harlem and told niggas, yo, get the fuck off my block. I told niggas, don't put that tape out, man. It ain't worth it.
It's this classic tale. It's always the friends that end up hurting each other the most. It's always your best friend. It's always the people you put on. And it's just, to me, systematically, it's been the behavior pattern within our culture is the people that we help the most and love the most and grew up with or the coolest with, supposed to be your best friends, are usually the ones that hurt you. It's always like that.
Dame's about to drop a couple of jewels on the way he wanted Dipset to move the entire time. Perhaps if they did, things would have turned out a bit different.
And, for me, civil war is always bad for business. The only people that gain are the people that are being entertained watching that have nothing to do with it. And, I think, especially like us being from Harlem, it's just a big, a physical altercation and a public altercation is always a black eye for whatever neighborhood you're from when it's internal. And, I heard what a couple people called me about what Jim said about me. And I was like, I don't know, understand that. And then I heard what Cam said, that was true. People asked me, it's been brought up. Big Face Gary, he was appalled, but he was like, why didn't you ever tell us? Why didn't you ever tell us that he came to the block with his boys and you had to almost get into an altercation? And it was really like, when someone that I consider family, I've never been in a situation where someone that I consider family actually tried to have somebody physically put their hands on me. It blew my mind. The level of disrespect, it was so un-Harlem that it was embarrassing. That one of the ones that I raised would actually try to have me hurt. And for what? You know, what could have been done in that moment that you would physically want your man or someone that kind of helped you to get humiliated? Because that's all that would have been if somebody would have came on my block, or rather to my art gallery. It was my art gallery, and put their hands on me in front of my girl. So there was just no way that was going to happen without some degree of a fight. But again, what broke my heart was I felt like I raised everybody better than that, you know, and it looked like a black eye to whatever I was teaching, you know. It was just embarrassing. And, you know, family business should be within family. But at the end of the day, it's all just been talk, you know. We're all in our 50s, or I'm in my 50s. They must be getting ready to get in their 50s. And the violent tough thing is definitely never going to be the proper example that we want to lead by. Like, I know the younger versions of ourselves would have been laughing at us like, yo, sit y'all old asses down. When we were younger, we always laughed at everybody older that was trying to act young or doing young things. So the tough thing has been over since the 40s and probably early 30s. It was like, you're too old to me to be tough like past 30, you know, your early 30s. It's family time. It's time to invest in your future. It's time to do things that you want your children to do. And fighting amongst your friends 20, 30 years later, your best friends, the people that you fought with to get where you had to go, the ones that was broke with you and then got rich with you, and you fought, that's not the proper example. And I can't even say nothing because I've led by the wrong example.
You got to respect what Dane's saying right now. Not only is he sending a message to Cam.
This is what I'm talking about, good people. This is what gets on my nerves is when people that you grew up with and made some money, just because you ain't making no money with them no more, just because you ain't repping with them no more, and y'all not seeing eye to eye, there's no reason for any of it to get to the level it did. Nothing makes sense anymore. You know, and when you get off, what I say, off the grind and the grill, and you doing weirdo type of activities, or you making money doing this or doing that, you should never get to a point where you want to violate the guy you grew up with. You be like, look, dog, we grew up together. I can't do it like that. Like, if he owed you some money in his own business or whatever, take him to court. You know, take him to court. Now, Jimmy's a street guy, but he never had no wars. He never went back to forth with no crews going to wars over blocks. Everything was handed to you, Jimmy. That's what I remember. Your grandmama house got handed to you. The plug got handed to you. So you didn't have to work for nothing. They taught you how to rap. That was handed to you. Everything has been handed to Jim Jones. You go on the radio station crying, so Jay-Z hands you a job. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. What are we doing here? I mean, if I'm in New York and I like a Jim Jones song, I must be insane. I must be insane. I'm like, dog, I've listened to rap all my life. And I'm listening to Jim Jones, and I'm just like, what the hell have I done? Just wasted 3 minutes of my life. He had one song, Ballin', and it's really just, Max B song. And it's just the hook. The lyrics ain't about nothing. I remember this guy from New York was like, you got to be from New York to understand this song. This is a New York anthem. I'm like, good, y'all keep it. I'm like, I like the beat and all that and the hook, but it's Jim Jones. Then Jay-Z got on the track and showed you what you're supposed to do with it. And I said, oh, that's how it's supposed to go. See what happened when a rapper get on a beat like this? So anyway, the game had flipped. It had changed from that point. So it's no longer a standard to be the cool guy no more with standards. But street guys was known for having street etiquette. It was not cool to be the lame nigga. It was never cool to be the lame nigga. If anybody, like Dame said, that's true. We used to make fun of the guys that did the young boy. They too grown to be doing this. Now they doing young boy stuff. They too grown for that. So next level was, why in the world are we not doing what we said we were supposed to do? How many times do we got to keep going over the same thing, bumping our head? Well, when you have all of this animosity towards each other, and for what? Like right now, Jimmy don't feel like that because Jimmy getting money. People only feel a certain way when they're not getting recognized for certain things. When they're not getting that recognition that they crave, they thirst for, these become the narratives. Yes, when you have money coming in, notice there's no problems no more because you're making money. There's always the one guy that isn't making no money who feel like, man, you living good, you got a life, you doing this and that, X, Y, and Z. Why are you doing good and I'm not? That's the decisions you chose to make on your own. That didn't have nothing to do with the other person. But when you was balling and flying high, I bet you weren't thinking about Dame. Was you thinking, man, I wonder how my boy doing? I'm doing good. Let me go see how he doing. It's always when you're doing bad. Don't you have that friend that call you only when something is going wrong? Yeah, they call you only when something's going wrong. They'll never call you to say, hey, man, how's the family? How's everything going, man? All right, I just called to say what's up. I used to have friends that do that. They used to call, say what's up, and then it's like, all right, cool, man. Damn, he ain't asked for nothing. I guess he realized he just always call and ask for something. The damn next day they call, and ask for something. And I know it. When I get 2 calls in a row, I'm like, oh, okay. Just talked to you yesterday. What could you want? What could have happened in 24 hours that now you either went down memory lane. We found out what's going on today. What has happened within 24 hours? I'm not saying you need to go away for years. I'm just saying. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the page. All of those wonderful things. Now, when everybody started talking about the letter of the law, what needs to change, what don't need to change, who in society is screwing up, who's doing what to whom, when we start moving and sliding down that ladder, we need to start taking into consideration the factors of everything. We're not factoring in what we need to be successful. See, because in this game, all of these people are playing, they plotting against you every time you breathe. So if they plotting against you every time you breathing, it's only right that you come at them in a way that they don't ever try you to play you in any other version of you the same way again. So, yeah, always getting violated. And it was like, man, if you got it, if you can help them, yeah, I help somebody, but I'm not an enabler. If I got it and I can help, cool. But you never know another person's situation. That person's situation could be way worse. You think they live in the greatest life. You don't know what they dealing with. You don't know what they fighting against. You don't know anything because you're not there. You're not there to help. You're not there to do any of it. So I don't really understand other people's position sometimes. The scenarios don't match up. You're globally bankrupt with credit or rep or any of it. The entire universe, you keep acting as if it revolves around you. Like, oh, this revolves around us. It's like, for real? Really? Does it? Or is it going to fall flat on its face? And that's all we kept seeing. Weak male activity. Weak energy from people like Jim Jones. But if you want to be a businessman, cool, go be that businessman. But they went back to show what type of dude you was when you was in a bind. You about to send these dudes off to go jump Dame Dash. For what? Jumping Dame Dash for what? That don't make you tough. So when Cam spoke on it, on how goofy that was and how weak it was, they got it all on footage because they was finna highlight themselves beating on Dame Dash. How does that make you look good? In whose eyes? Not our eyes. You're not like one of us. So That's why they consider you and they look at you with such disdain, Jimmy. Now I'm finna roll. Shouts out to everybody out there doing it. Shouts out to On Point Stories. Shouts out to the Dreamers Pro. Shouts out to Welcome to HDI TV Sports Talk with Jose Rodriguez. Yes, sir. Shouts out to Misunderstood always. Shouts out to Kwame Brown Bus Life 2.0. Shouts out to, man, there's so many of y'all. 78 Sports TV, Blood Boxing. All y'all, man. There's so many of y'all to name. I'm sorry if I skip somebody. Don't go crazy. All right. Blame the brain, not the heart. Y'all know if I deal with y'all. Love, peace, and hair grease. We out. Oh, yeah. Too Raw for TV. I ain't seen him in a minute, but shouts out to Too Raw. See? Blame the brain, not the heart. I'm out.